God, you have truly favored us with a beautiful day. What we are about to do, we sense even beauty in that. We who come representing so many different tribes and peoples gather here to become one together. With the leaders of our great state, we come to pay homage to all of those who went before us, and we who come represent them and become the keepers of the ways handed to us. As these flags are raised today, with a sense of pride, we give thanks for the heritage that we call our own. Bless what we are about to do, and we give you praise and thanks. We ask these words and these prayers in your name. Amen.
You may be seated. Tribal leaders, Governor and Mrs. Keating, Lieutenant Governor Fallon, Speaker Pro Tem Taylor, Speaker Johnson, honored guest, I am Enoch Kelly Haney. I would like to first thank Reverend Dr. Thomas Rougface for delivering our opening prayer and the Ponca Tribal Singers for performing the opening song. The Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza is called the meeting place. It is a place where all people can come together and honor the circle that pays respect to the four elements of life: the sky, the earth, the wind, and the water. It is a place where we recognize the contributions and accomplishments of the many Indian people and tribal governments living within the great state of Oklahoma. The overall design reflects the simple yet bold form inspired by the Spiro Mounds, located in the eastern part of Oklahoma. Divided into four, a sacred number to Native people, the plaza supports a flagpole for each of the 36 federally recognized tribal governments within the state. Granite benches mark the entrance into the earth, while four walks of fine granite stone cut through the mound and slope downward to the center of the earth. The lance that you see behind me was used at the original dedication of these grounds. The traditional shaking or staking of the ground was performed by Cheyenne Indian Nathan Hart, a former director of the Oklahoma Indian Affairs Commission. The lance has since been refurbished traditionally by my good friend Joseph Rice, a Sac and Fox Indian. All of the elements of the lance are symbolic of Native culture. The blade is one used like Native women in the camps. The red horse hair represents the warrior going into battle, and the beadwork represents the joy at the sight of the warriors returning. Viewed from the air, the flag's plaza's colorful tribal flags fluttering in the wind and casting moving shadows across the earth resemble feathers around an Indian shield, the shield symbolized on the Oklahoma flags. The Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza stands as a symbol of the rich heritage upon whose foundation this state originated. I want to recognize the many dignitaries who took time out of their busy schedules to participate in this very historic event. I ask that you hold your applause while all of those who are named remain standing. I would like to ask and to recognize the elected tribal executives, governors, and chairmen of the great tribes in the state of Oklahoma to stand. Governor and Mrs. Keating. Lieutenant Governor Mary Fallon. The Oklahoma Supreme Court. The statewide elected officials. Other elected tribal councils and committee members. The Oklahoma State Legislature. The Oklahoma Indian Affairs Commission. The State Arts Council. the Capitol Preservation Commission, and particularly their chairman, Lou Kerr, who has generously supported this project from its inception. Colonel Don Gabrisky, representing Tinker Major General Ken Eichmann. The Office of General Services, and Paul Meyer, Capitol Architect, and his son, David Meyer, Plaza Designer. Let's give them all a round of applause. Thank you very much. You may be seated. I now ask that the members of the Tribal Flag Plaza Committee to please stand, as well as the members of the Dedication Ceremony Committee who are helping to put on today's event. And I want to give special recognition as well to the chairman of the committee, Dr. C. Blue Clark, who deserves special recognition for his tireless support of this project. Please join with me in a round of applause. We also need to remember the assistance of committee members who are no longer with us, especially the late Allie Reynolds. Allie, my good friend for many years, and yours, of course, was the chairman of this committee, and as he was for so many other worthwhile Indian-related events. And in his behalf, I would like to ask for applause to recognize in memory of Allie Reynolds. And without the, as was noted in news releases, this plaza was made possible by the appropriations of the Oklahoma Legislature, but also in addition to that, there were other financial needs required for the flags and other things to complete this plaza. I want to call your attention to the list of contributors on the inside of your program. And our thanks go to those people who have donated money to this meeting place, a location in which many of us take pride, and we'd like to have you also to recognize in appreciation those people. Having worked with this project for so many years, there are many difficulties in seeing it done, and many friends helped to make it happen. But I want to give special recognition because one of the areas that was most difficult was identifying and in some cases developing flags of the many native tribes who are in the state of Oklahoma. It was a very difficult job in accomplishing that, and I would like to ask Will Rod Miller of the Homer Miller Company to please stand. Oh, here he is over here. I want to recognize that he has been particularly helpful in working with the committee and with the various tribes in the production of these particular flags. And I certainly do not want to step from the counter without, from the podium without recognizing my counterpart, the person who helps make me go every day and makes life worthwhile for me, is my wife, Donna. It is my great honor to introduce to you the Honorable Frank Keating, Governor of the great state of Oklahoma.
Thank you. Thank you, Senator Haney. This morning, we had at the newly refurbished governor's residence the first official function other than the Christmas receptions since the house's completion. That official function was to honor the tribal leaders of the state of Oklahoma, and they had the opportunity at that time, and we hope others of you between 1 and 3 this afternoon might wander over and see what they saw, a special recognition of the rich and varied heritage of our Native American past and present. There are sculptures from Gilcrease and priceless paintings from Gilcrease, N.C. Wyeth and Bierstadt and Remingtons and Russells and others celebrating the western heritage of Oklahoma and our very rich and very important Native American culture. When you think back about the history, the early history of our state as well as its present history, think of the most famous names that we had in those early days were Jim Thorpe, Will Rogers, men of international acclaim and note who were proud Oklahomans, but also proud of their very important and very significant Native American past. There at the mansion, you will see artwork, both current and old, of great Native Americans from Oklahoma and other states. But particular note, obviously, people of today, of Kelly Haney's tremendous ability, and others who bring our culture as a people to the attention of other citizens of our wonderful country. We have in the entry hall a rug which honors at its border the 36 federally recognized tribes. We have not only in that house, but in this building and now in this wonderful exhibit and honor monument behind us, a statement that though we are one people and one state, we are proud and we richly honor the Native American past and the present that means so much to us as Oklahomans. And on behalf of our fellow Oklahomans, I want to say thank you to those of you who made this possible, members of the legislature and private donors. Senator Haney and I were kidding each other. He said, you know, every time I try to move decimal points to the right, you're moving them back to the left again. That's the first time I've ever gone to the left. But to celebrate part of our culture, to recognize by a public monument the 36 tribes of Oklahoma and the tremendous contribution that they have made to our culture and to our heritage is a state responsibility, in my opinion. And I want to congratulate Senator Haney and obviously the Speaker and the Pro Tem and members of the legislature here who made this possible. Those of you taxpayers who made it possible, members of the private sector who donated, and let us all enjoy this as a symbol of the greatness of Oklahoma from this day forward. Thank you very much.
It is also my privilege to introduce to you my good friend and the person who helped along the way as we developed the concept for the Flag Plaza. My friend, the person that you know as President Pro Tem of the Oklahoma Senate, the Honorable Stratton Taylor.
When Senator Haney first told me about this, I was struck by the vision that Senator Haney had, that here on these Capitol grounds we would have something that symbolizes, just as we do in our state seal, the cooperation between the state government and the tribal governments, just as the state seal shows the merging of Oklahoma Territory and Indian Territory. And so today I congratulate Senator Haney for his vision, thank our colleagues for their support, thank the benefactors and contributors for their support, and say that this symbolizes the very best of Oklahoma, the cooperation between the native peoples and the state government. And it is a grand day, Senator Haney, and you are to be congratulated.
Thank you, Senator Taylor. It is equally my pleasure to introduce a gentleman whom I had the honor of officing with when we first in the legislature. And we also served in the Oklahoma House of Representatives as a desk mate prior to my moving to the Senate. But I want to introduce to you my good friend, the Speaker of the House of Representatives, the Honorable Glenn Johnson.
Thank you very much, Senator Haney, and I think as we are here today on a beautiful day, Valentine's Day, happy Valentine's Day, I would like to ask everyone to join me as we come together. We would not be here for an event as important as today without cooperation from a number of different groups. But I think we all would agree that in any endeavor, there always has to be a catalyst. There always has to be one person who keeps the objective moving and who keeps the project on track. I think we all would agree that in this instance, as we're here today for a very special dedication, that there is one person who has had that vision in mind, who has kept this project on track. He is, or was, my office mate and my good friend. I think we all would agree that he's a great artist. I think we would also agree he's an outstanding legislator. And I'd like to ask everybody to join me in expressing our thanks to Senator Kelly Haney at this time. Certainly we're here today because the legislature, the people of the state of Oklahoma, our private business community, and others recognize the contributions that our Native American tribes have made to what we all would agree is a very rich history and tradition in the state of Oklahoma. We should be proud of the fact that, according to our 1990 census, the largest Native American population in the United States of America is right here in the state of Oklahoma. And as we come here together to recognize a very important dedication, I think we should focus on the fact that this is something that took a great deal of cooperation. Certainly, appropriations from the legislature was important. Certainly, the support of the governor was important. Our voters, you may remember, when the 1992 bond issue was submitted for their approval, overwhelmingly approved this as well. We've had donations from the private sector, and I think we're all here today because we believe that our Native American population has made such significant contributions to our great state. I think we should be here today to say thank you for what they've done in the past and certainly in the present. And also, I think we should be here to say that as we dedicate this plaza today, let's resolve that we should join hands to continue that partnership and that cooperation in the future. The state of Oklahoma will be a better place. Thank you all so much for being here today on a beautiful day, a very historic day for our Native American tribes and for the great state of Oklahoma.
Also, speaking on behalf of the many tribal governments that are in the state of Oklahoma, I would like to invite, and I would like for you to join me in welcoming to the podium the governor of the Chickasaw Nation, Bill Hannaford.
Good morning and greetings from the great unconquered and unconquerable Chickasaw Nation. Good morning, Governor Keating and First Lady, Senator Taylor, Speaker Johnson, Senator Haney, all the Indian leaders from across the state. Good morning. And good morning to all of you as fellow Oklahomans. It's a great honor for me to be here today, to be asked to appear before this group and to take part in the ceremonies dedicating this flag plaza. I think we do more than just dedicate a flag plaza today with this ceremony. It's not just a piece of ground, and it's not just 35 flagpoles behind us here. We salute the rich heritage and cultural diversity of the Indian nations which now call Oklahoma home. We celebrate today a spirit of cohesion and of unity, reveling in the realization that we are all Oklahomans. Most certainly we afford a special recognition to the significant part in Oklahoma's history which was played by each and every one of the tribes in this state. Today I express special gratitude to Senator Kelly Haney, whose original concept has become this marvelous monument to our nations and the people who make up those nations. We express our gratitude to those state and tribal leaders who shared in Senator Haney's vision and joined his efforts. Today, as these 35 flags are raised over the Oklahoma sky to fly proudly in the breezes, may they also symbolize the winds of change, signaling a new breath of life between the state and all these nations. For the history shared by our state and our individual nations has not always been one of cooperation and of mutual concern. Today, as we dedicate this, we also mark another step in the new era, an era which encompasses a spirit of understanding and a willingness to work together for an end which satisfies us all as Oklahomans. As Native Americans, we can look upon this plaza and take not just a little pride in our individual nations and tribes. We can also look upon this plaza and come to the realization that we are a part of a state and its diverse culture and heritage. From this day on, as visitors to the state capitol complex tour our state's beautiful facilities, they too will also see the evidence that Oklahoma is truly a land of many nations. Thank you.
Also would like you to help welcome to the podium another person who is a strong leader in the Indian nations. Join with me as we welcome Chairperson Wanda Stone of the Kaw Nation.
Well, being last on the program, I assure you that I will be brief. Won't keep you out in the warm sun. It is an honor to be a part of this dedication ceremony today. We wish to acknowledge the tireless efforts of Senator Kelly Haney for his initiative and determination to make the Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza a reality. The Kaw Nation is honored to be a part of this impressive display that represents the sovereign Indian tribes and nations of this great state of Oklahoma. This flag plaza will remind all who view it that Oklahoma has the largest number of American Indian people residing within its boundaries. It further makes the statement that each and every nation or tribe in Oklahoma is a sovereign. This fact makes Oklahoma truly unique among states. Indian tribes and nations recognize that more steps need to be taken towards a government-to-government relationship with the state of Oklahoma. All lines of communication should be left open for this challenging process. The Oklahoma tribes and nations are willing to come to the table to discuss matters of great importance to both sides. However, there must be shared a respect and acknowledgement of tribal sovereignty. We must be able to sit down and reason together to determine the best course for all of our people. The Kaw Nation looks forward to future opportunities for a partnership with the state of Oklahoma to develop our government-to-government relationship. We must, as responsible governments, remain cognizant of that relationship each day. This will ensure that the decisions we make reflect mutual respect. When we look at this flag plaza in the future, it should challenge us to resolve our issues in order to build a firm foundation for tomorrow's leaders. This plaza will then truly reflect the strong partnership between the state of Oklahoma and the 37 tribes that reside within its boundaries. Thank you.
This time, if Dr. Clark would step forward, I have a proclamation to share with him and to deliver to him. It's titled the State of Oklahoma Executive Department, whereas the Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza, named the meeting place and inspired by the Spiro Mounds, was constructed to reflect the dignity of the American Indians and their oneness with nature, and pay tribute to Oklahoma's rich American Indian heritage and the historic and current contribution of our American Indian population. And whereas the Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza is a visual representation and recognition of the government-to-government relationships between the state of Oklahoma and the 36 sovereign Indian nations. And whereas the state of Oklahoma boasts of the highest American Indian population and the greatest number of American Indian governments in the United States, and is Native American, the heart and heartbeat of Indian country. Now therefore, I, Frank Keating, Governor of the state of Oklahoma, do hereby dedicate this tribal flag plaza in the name of continued and enhanced relations between the state of Oklahoma and the 36 sovereign American Indian nations within our borders, and proclaim this day, February 14, 1996, as Oklahoma Tribal Flag Plaza Day in the state of Oklahoma.
Each tribal flag will be raised individually, and each tribe and the selected tribal leaders will be announced as the flag is being raised. In honor of the tradition of the Kickapoo Tribe, a flag will not be flown. However, the tribe is recognized with this place in the plaza. Assisting in the raising of the flags will be Daryl Wildcat, a Shawnee and Yuchi Indian, and Dennis Sotai, a Kiowa, Dakota, Pueblo Indian. I ask you to please stand with me for the ceremony. In honor of this ceremony, I would ask you to remain silent as we observe this ceremony. I now ask that the tribal representatives take their positions at their tribal flag pole for the flag raising ceremony. Singers, please begin your song. On the raising of the flags, I will give them by name and tribal leader. The Kiowa Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Billy Evans Horse. The Miami Tribe of Oklahoma, Chief Floyd E. Leonard. The Kickapoo Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Kendall Scott. Modoc Tribe of Oklahoma, Chief Bill Fallis. The Collegiate Tribal Town of Oklahoma, Nico June Fixico. The Muskogee Creek Nation, Principal Chief Perry Beaver. The Kaw Nation of Oklahoma, Chairperson Wanda Stone. Osage Nation, President George Tallchief. The Iowa Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Lawrence Murray. Missouri Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Raymond Butler. The Fort Sill Apache Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairperson H. Darrell. Ottawa Tribe of Oklahoma, Chief Charles Dawes. The Eastern Shawnee Tribe of Oklahoma, Chief George Captain. Pawnee Tribe of Oklahoma, President Elizabeth Blackowl. The Delaware Tribe of Western Oklahoma, President Lawrence Snake. Peoria Tribe of Indians of Oklahoma, Chief Don Gills. The Comanche Indian Tribe, Chairman Wallace Coffey. Ponca Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Douglas Rod. The Citizen Band Potawatomi Indian Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman John A. Barrett. Quapaw Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairperson Grace Goodeagle. Choctaw Nation of Oklahoma, Chief Hollis Roberts. The Second Fox Nation of Oklahoma, Chief Dora Young. The Chickasaw Nation, Governor Bill Anatoby. The Great Seminole Nation, Principal Chief Jerry Haney. Cheyenne Arapaho Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Charles Surveyor. The Seneca Cayuga Tribes of Oklahoma, Chief Terry Whitetree. The Cherokee Nation, Principal Chief Joe Bird. Dapsoko Tribal Town, Miko Grace Bruner. Caddo Tribe of Oklahoma, Acting Chairman Vernon Hunter. The Tonkawa Tribe of Oklahoma, President Richard Cornell. The Apache Tribe of Oklahoma, Chairman Henry Kazuda. The United Kituwa Band of Cherokee Indians in Oklahoma, Chief John Ross, Jr. The Alabama Quashati Tribal Town of Oklahoma, Chief Tarpey Yargi. The Wichita and affiliated tribes of Oklahoma, President Gary McAdams. The absentee Shawnee Tribe of Indians in Oklahoma. Governor Gary Knuckles. And the last is the Wyandotte Nation, Chief Leonard Bearskin. The seal of the Delaware Tribe, Chairman Curtis Zuniga. You may be seated. I think this deserves a round of applause. If you will indulge me, personal privilege, there is a hawk that is flying over the ceremony today. And in our traditional way, my father was of the bird clan. I lost my father 3 months ago, so you excuse me. but I see him looking down with a smile. That is good. His remark to me in life, but perhaps the best thing he said to me, he said, son, I want you to do good for people. He said, but when you do good for people, I don't want you to do good just for Indian people. I want you to do good for all people. And that was his lesson to me. Over the years, American Indian people have contributed much to Oklahoma. All citizens, Indian and non-Indian, reap benefits from the over $250 million that tribal governments contribute annually to the state's economy. The list of important contributions that Native people make to this state continues. We must realize that jurisdictional conflict is inevitable when many sovereign nations come together and dwell within one boundary. Oklahoma's future strength will lie surely in our leaders' view of this conflict either as a barrier or as a building block. As this plaza demonstrates, strength and beauty can be found among the building blocks. It is my hope that all people can come together at this meeting place to build, that they will share different philosophies, ideas, and visions for Oklahoma, and that they will leave with a newfound strength. My thanks to you for participating in this historic and important dedication. I want to extend to you a warm welcome to join all of us inside the Capitol building on the second floor rotunda immediately following the conclusion of the ceremony. What we would like to do is to ask that the tribal leaders please remain for an official photo, and I'm not sure that we've ever had one of those, and we'd like you to do that as well as the guests who are on the podium. And as I can recall what was taught to me in conclusion, it goes like this. It does not mean we say goodbye. It's at another time, another place we will meet. Adore. Thank you.
Okay. Watch your hands, Stu. Stu? Stu? That's good. That's it. That's good.
On the right, on my right. Somebody gonna say 1, 2, 3, or we'll just
Okay.
hold it.
1, 2, 3. One more time. 1, 2, 3. Mary, look up here. One more time and you go home. 1, 2, 3. Put your hands. 1, 2, 3. Okay.